General Motors released the price of the two work truck versions of the Chevy Silverado electric pickup truck. I actually quite like it. The price is a bit more than what people expected. GM fans seem to believe that it's a joke. General Motors won't sell them. The vehicles are rubbish and General Motors are going to go bankrupt. Frankly, there's a lot of GM fans saying that they are no longer fans of the company. I'm a bit surprised to hear this, but here's what's going on. Here's the details. And hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. My name's Sam Evans. I'm coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. Hope you've had a great week. Whatever you're doing, whenever you're watching this, thanks for tuning in. It's great to have you here. And thanks to all the new subscribers, new viewers on the channel. We've hit, I think, a few days ago, the highest views in a day. So great to have all of you guys here watching the channel. And really, GM fans, I'm disappointed in you. I thought you were smarter than this. I mean, I'm talking thousands of comments here. Thousands of comments. I've trolled through them. Goodness me, what a waste of time. The IQ level of some of these people is so astoundingly low. I mean, GM make this vehicle, which frankly, in my opinion, it's the best vehicle they've ever made in the history of the company, hands down. But you should hear what the GM fans are saying. The criticisms they're making are so bizarrely childish. I mean, it's nothing to do with the actual vehicle, the actual mechanics of the vehicle. It's so strange. Anyhow, let's look at the prices, see if there's any merit to these comments and to all these whining I'm hearing from General Motors fans. Come on, GM fans, what the heck? Pricing information for two models. We got the 3WT and the 4WT, the 2024 Silverado. For those of you who are not aware, the Silverado EV work truck, honestly, I don't know why they're calling this thing a work truck, because if you actually look at the features and specification of this, it's not a work truck. I mean, anyway, if they want to call it, they can call it whatever they want. It doesn't matter to me. But if it is a work truck, then work trucks have some pretty damn impressive features. However, they're saying that the 3WT and the 4WT are geared towards fleet buyers, but they're still available to retail buyers as well. Of these, the 2024 Silverado EV 3WT starts at $72,905 US. So for you Aussies out there, that's about 105,000 Australian dollars, and includes a destination freight charge of 1,900 US, while the Chevy Silverado EV 4WT starts at $77,905, and that includes a destination freight charge of $1,895 as well. Both the 3WT and the 4-wheel drive Silverado EV models come with a huge amount of features. They don't sound very work trucky, like I said. Those include dual zone automatic climate control, 8-inch driver information center, 6-speaker audio system, 11-inch center touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and other features like the extended bed, the pass-through, the ability to put the back of the truck down. In terms of the midgate, I'm sure you guys all know what the midgate is. If you don't know what the midgate is, I'll put a link in the description below to my video about that feature. I think it's the single greatest feature in the history of trucks, except for them being electrified. That's obviously way better. But beyond the whole electrification thing, the midgate, in my opinion, is awesome. And I think the Cybertruck is planning, I think Tesla are planning to have that same feature, pretty much because of GM. I mean, Tesla were like, yeah, GM's going to do it. And that's a cool feature. And people said to Elon, and they said to Tesla, can we have that feature? And they went, yeah, okay, let's do it. So thank you, GM, for making that midgate feature, because I love it. Keep in mind, though, these are not the cheapest vehicles. They're not the cheapest work truck that Chevy will sell in the Silverado electric version of this truck. Now, there's going to be a base model that comes with even less equipment. Price will be cheaper. I mean, originally, Chevy said their price will be $40,000 US for the base model, but yeah, they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Why are they not going to do that? Because they would be losing too much money on every vehicle they sold. And who knows? Okay, I could be wrong. They could do it. But they might sell, 50 of them? Then they'll change the price, just like Ford did. Ford did the same thing. $40,000 for the base model. Bargain of the century. Seriously, it was. But how many did they sell? How many people do you know who actually got one of those for that price? Then they changed the price, increased the price by about $9,000 US. As I reported recently, GM has said it now has close to 200,000 reservations for the Silverado EV. This announcement was made in conjunction with the automaker's Q3 2022 earnings report and follows previous reports of 110,000 pre-orders announced in Q1 2022 and 150,000 pre-orders in Q2 of 2022. So by the time these are being made, like mass manufactured, I think GM could even have 250,000 pre-orders. So who are all these buyers? I'm baffled by who they actually are. Why do I say that? Because it seems like GM fans hate the thing. I don't get it. I love it. But GM fans are just criticizing everything about it. Before I get into some of the stuff they're saying, and I'm talking about it, I'm not talking here one or two comments, I'm talking en masse. Hundreds and hundreds of people bagging the heck out of it. But there's two trim levels for the 2024 Silverado EV previously unveiled. Those are the WT, the work truck, and the well-equipped RST First Edition, which costs more than these two models I've just spoken about. Those models ride on GM's latest all-electric BT1 platform, the same underpinnings used for the GMC Hummer EV and the GMC Sierra EV. So this is a pretty good deal. I mean, think about it. It's like $35,000 less than the Sierra EV. I mean, sure, the Sierra EV has a bit more luxury, but is it worth paying an extra $35,000 for? I don't think it is. Of course, they also have GM's Ultium battery technology and GM's Ultium electric drive motor technology, which can provide as much as 400 miles of range between plug-ins. So GM haven't given us the actual range numbers for these two models I've just spoken about. Are they the models with 400 miles of range? I would say the answer to that is almost certainly no. Almost certainly you'll have to pay an extra 10 grand or something like that to get the bigger battery pack, which would give you the 400 miles of range. But that's still, in my opinion, not a bad deal. Remember, one of these will last a lot longer than your gasoline-powered work truck. I know that's hard to understand for a lot of gasoline-powered vehicles, but for example, Tesla Model 3 is getting around. They've done 500, 600,000 kilometers. We're talking 300,000 plus miles, never even been serviced a single time. The only thing they've had to change is the tires. EVs are getting better and better. The motors are getting better and better. The battery packs are getting better and better. That means less servicing costs needed, operating costs, running costs, very, very low. Even if you're paying this sort of money, even if you're paying extra $30,000 for the initial purchase price of this truck versus a gasoline-powered one, you'll easily make that money back if you hold on to it for long enough. Say 5 years, easily you'll make that money back. Plus, the resale value will be much higher than a gasoline-powered vehicle. Most gasoline-powered trucks are pretty worthless when they've done 200,000 miles. You need a new engine. There's so many parts you need to replace. I mean, some can last longer if they're driven by old grandpas, but the average driver, they're not going to last that long. The EV version will last probably twice as long, I would say. Now, first of all, GM fans are saying en masse the price is too expensive. I think these guys just don't understand EVs, not interested in understanding them. A lot of them are like old people, maybe, I don't know, or just people who just hate change. They're scared of the future. They're scared of things changing. I mean, I reckon a lot of these people, the people who originally went and they were like using one of these phones until a year ago, you know, they were like, oh no, smartphones, no, they're going to control your mind. They're evil. Apple's going to control your mind, or, you know, they believe those kinds of things. Now, here's one comment which was liked by hundreds of people. I can't wait to see all that ugly plastic turn grey and crack in the sun. GM bean counters bringing back the bad 1990s, early 2000s design elements. What were they thinking? So apparently GM fans hate the black plastic on this vehicle. I didn't even think about it. I don't even care, personally. I just think, I mean, if you don't like the black plastic, get it wrapped. I mean, you can get it wrapped if you wanted to, if it's that big of a deal to you. But anyway, what do you think of the black plastic? Is that a deal breaker for you? It seems like for a lot of GM fans, the black plastic is a deal breaker. They're not going to buy it. Black plastic, it's going to fade and crack in the sun. Now, one of the things that a lot of GM fans are pointing out, they're saying that a lot of this car has to be made by using oil. So therefore, it's not actually a green vehicle. They're saying it's an EV, sure, but that's meaningless because you have to use oil to make the vehicle. So they're saying, so what's the point of it? I think they're just missing the point. I mean, making a vehicle by the use of some oil, yes, that's true. It's, you know, nowhere near as bad as constantly burning oil on a daily basis. And it's not really the only point. It's also worth considering the fact Do you want a superior product? This is a much superior product to GM's gasoline-powered pickup trucks that they sell right now. But really, I've seen so many comments. I mean, literally there's hundreds of comments of people saying, for a small contractor, that's a lot of jobs just to pay for one ugly truck. So a lot of people seem to think it's ugly and extremely expensive. I personally think it's a really good price considering the specs of the vehicle, the size of the vehicle, the battery pack size, the range, the midgate, the features. This is a brand new vehicle built from the ground up, and it's going to be way better than anything else GM's made. I don't think it looks bad, but a lot of people seem to think it does. In fact, it seems like thousands of GM fans seem to think it does. And they're saying that the price of $72,000 gets you the wimpiest truck on the streets and steel wheels. What the heck? That's messed up, GM. You're going to go bankrupt. GM will once again be asking for government handouts after they build them and they don't come. Well, for those of you who don't know, GM did just get a loan, a bit over $2 billion from the US government at basically no interest. And one of the key reasons for that is because they can. They asked for it. The government said, yeah, sure, we'll give you a few billion. Why not? And GM pays a fair bit of interest on their loan. Their loan rates and interest rates a few months ago, before interest rates started to go up massively, so about 6 months ago, we're at about 5.5%. I mean, we're probably looking closer to 7% now. So getting that loan from the US government, it was a smart move from General Motors. I applaud them. Brilliant. If you can get it, paying 2% interest, so basically free money, why would you not? Will GM need a bailout? Well, keep in mind, the new IRA will subsidize these vehicles massively. Plus, General Motors will get money for every single kilowatt hour of battery that they put into these vehicles. It's going to be quite a lot of money considering the size of the battery packs in these cars. So, I mean, that's a form of a bailout in a way, but I don't think they're going to need anything beyond that. I think GM are going to be okay, actually. Now, other things that people are saying is that they hate this thing. They're going to keep their old diesel Duramaxes. Personally, I think those diesel Duramaxes aren't that great. And that this isn't going to last. They're saying this is only going to last a few years, whereas their old diesel Duramax will last them for another 200 years until they finally die, or something like that. But here were the two of the most popular comments that I saw. First said, no electric for me. The second, Mary and her followers will bankrupt General Motors by going EV. Mary needs to go. Well, Mary is a little bit loony, a little bit crazy. But the decision to go EV, in my opinion, was the best decision ever made in the history of General Motors. And frankly, if Mary made that decision, full credit to her. She's a little bit crazy, I agree. But that decision was genius. That's my opinion, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.